Hey guys, it's been about a week and I'm back to show you the after tour of my mudroom. It did take me a little bit longer than I anticipated, as many projects do. As usual, I started out with a plan in my project management notebook. I kind of outlined the major points that I wanted to address and the steps I needed to take to address them, and I was able to address them all. There was just a lot of consideration I had to take while I was in the project to come up with the best arrangement for me. So there was a lot of times when I had to sit and think about things, but I really had to get in the project to be able to think them through. I did as much advanced thinking through as I could, but sometimes you really can't do all of the thinking through until you're in the middle of the project. So it went well. I'm going to take you on the tour right now, and then I'll check in with you guys at the end.
Are you going to show us the mudroom? Are you going to show us? Huh? Are you? Okay, you guys, here we are, the after tour. So, as you can see, I've decided to leave the crate as it is because it's where my dog Winnie, here's little Winnie, is used to it. It's been in that exact spot ever since she came here 2 years ago when she was 10 weeks old. So to change it, it's not necessary for me to change it, and it just feels like it's not the right thing to do for her. But just upon first glance here of the mudroom, you can see immediately it definitely looks neater. It looks more clean and less cluttered. And there's not much that I physically changed in this room, aside from taking down that the poopy bells. If you guys remember from the before tour, those are like the little bells that the dog can ring if they want to go out. Well, my dog doesn't need that. So it did unfortunately take the paint off. But this room has been in pretty bad need of a repaint anyway, so I'll probably be doing that next spring. And then I added this little Vera Bradley owl whiteboard that I have had forever and have not known what to do with. And that's a really good place to put that. I put it up high so my husband can see it, because I like to leave him notes. I usually just stick sticky notes on the door here. This is the door to the garage if you guys need to be reoriented here. So that's actually a good place for that. And I think I'll start you guys in the closet. So I cleaned up Winnie's little peg rack there a whole bunch. I basically had all of her coats and leashes and everything hanging there, and really all that needs to be out is anything that she might need at this very moment. So we're in early fall still here. So I have her raincoat. She doesn't really wear that ever. It's only in desperate situations. And also her kind of lightweight fleece, just in case it gets, it's really like 35 degrees or below where she wears a coat, but I like to have it just in case, and poopy bags and the towel. And I did hang this lantern here because I do use it in the winter when she has her little tent set up outside, but I think it's just good to have something where I can see it and reach it, and it doesn't, it fits nicely there. So I basically dedicated a bin in my closet to the rest of her stuff, and I'll just swap them out seasonally. Her leash also usually hangs here, but it's in the car right now because we are going out as soon as I finish this. Anyway, the closet is a huge improvement, and I made some very minor changes. You can see immediately the red bench is gone, and in its place I have these stacking wire mesh shoe shelves from the Container Store. I had actually bought them a couple years ago when I originally thought I was going to reorganize the mudroom and then never did. And basically this just helps. It opens up our shoe storage a lot, so there's not a lot of stuff cluttered on the floor here. I obviously have more shoes than Don. He actually has another pair. He has Merrill slides just like I do for winter. I have to buy him a new pair for this year. But basically I have our sneakers and everyday shoes on this rack. Any other shoe, like dress shoes or specific outfit shoes, live upstairs in our closet. The less I can have in here, the better. And underneath, I have a boot drip tray with our sandals. Don's wearing his today because it's early October, but it's 80 degrees out. Strange weather. And my flip-flops and my gardening shoes. So under that, I have another one of these boot drip trays, and the idea behind that is once the snow season rolls around and there's going to be lots of ice and salt and all that, I'm going to add the this one out here just to help keep our floor clearer, and I'm going to have big boots that don't fit necessarily on these racks, and that's where they'll live. So it'll be a little more cluttered, I suppose, for winter, but I think that's a small price to pay to have the neat floors and not track and salt into your house. So basically, I was talking before in my before tour about how I was thinking about moving my seasonal coats downstairs for out of season storage. Well, I realized I didn't really want to do that. I have this really nice closet in this mudroom that's specifically just for us. We have a very nice hall guest coat closet that I'm going to show you at the end of this video just so you guys can see it. Because that is where I put the little red bench. Actually, I'll probably cut that footage in right here. So I'll show you our little hall closet so you can see where our guests hang their coats. This is just a quick look at my guest hall closet. That's my front door right there. My mudroom and family room, all that's down the hall there. Here is the guest closet. This is our powder room to the right here. Turn the light on. I've always wanted this to just be for guest stuff, and that's what it is. I did have my vacuum cleaner in here for a bit, but fortunately it fits in my mudroom where I wanted it to be now. And I was able to fit my little red bench in here, which is a great place for it. Basically on the top, this is Alpha, I put it in when we moved in. On the top two shelves I have extra wine glasses. We have a huge Thanksgiving every year and other parties too, so it comes in handy to have lots and lots of extra wine glasses on hand. These 3 bins here are empty, and they're basically for guests to put hats, gloves, scarves, purses, whatever they want, if they choose to. Lots of coat hangers. And I put this, it's actually a hanging sweater organizer here. I think I saw this in the Real Simple magazine at some point as a purse storage place. So the women who come over, instead of, not knowing where to put their purse, they can store them in here and just know where it is. And it's right by the bathroom, so if they need their purse before they go to the restroom, that's where it is. So that is our hallway guest closet. But there's plenty of room in here for all my coats, and that way I don't have to go up and down the stairs a million times. So basically, if you guys remember before, I had our dining room table and kitchen table leaves and table pads stacked back here. And it was 4 sets. So it was the table leaf for the kitchen and the pads for the kitchen table, and then also the dining room. So it came out a lot more, and it took up a lot of, there we go. Took up a lot of space in the closet. I wasn't able to push my coats all the way back. So basically what I did is I moved, so we use the kitchen extension, the extra leaf, and the pads way more often than the dining room table, and that's why I like having it over here, because I can really easily access it. But I moved the dining room table leaf and table pads to behind Don's coats. They don't take up as much room as the kitchen ones. There's less space on his side. He has far less coats. He doesn't even wear half these coats. And he still has plenty of room. And you can't really notice them. And it's still easy enough to get to because this side's shallower. So that works out. And that freed up space for my coats not to be so crammed, and so I don't have to move them. And basically, I took everything that was on the floor and I moved it. So I had those bags full of shopping bags and things. I put those in the garage because there's no reason they have to be in here. And with that, moving that stuff, I was able to free up space in here to finally put my big vacuum cleaner in here, which is where I've been wanting it to live forever. That's white distilled vinegar that we use to clean our floors with. It's just convenient to have it there. It's been in my guest hall closet, and I didn't want it in there. I wanted that closet to be totally clear, so I'm really happy to get it in here now, and it's very easy to access. I'll just come back here for a second to show you. I decided to leave my yoga mat back here because it's perfectly easy for me to grab it. I go to a class twice a week, so it's not like every day I need to grab it. And then I stack the little towels up here that I grab every time I go to yoga class. They're out of the way, you don't really notice them. You know, maybe it's not the most convenient for when I want to move the table pads, but 3 little towels are not a tough thing for me to put aside for a second while I want to get my table pad out. So that's what happened over here. So not a whole lot, except totally moved a whole bunch of things into the garage. And then on this side, just cleaned up again. We have our little step ladder for this room back here. Used that a lot when I was working on this closet. And then my tennis bag right there. And I just like how open the floor is now. It really opened up the space. And I did designate the top shelf of the shoe rack for my current purse or purses I'm using at the moment. At any given time, I'm kind of between 2 handbags, so I wanted to leave plenty of room for that. The scarf peg rack is still the same. I have my fall, like more lightweight scarves out right now, but I will switch out to the winter ones when it gets colder. And then over here, I designated this spot for my dog walking bags. So this is sort of a fanny pack pouch kind of thing that I used all summer and early fall, most of September. But when I start wearing bulkier coats and jackets and things, it's really hard. This like clips around your waist to fit this. And so that's when I'll use an over-the-shoulder bag. And I use this Sherpani one. And then I just have a ball cap to throw on in case my hair is a disaster. But most of our hats live upstairs. That's just like, I've just found there's been one too many occasions where I really need a hat at the last minute and I don't want to have to run up the stairs unnecessarily. Now the top of the closet is where I did most of the reorganizing. I basically put all of our extra sets of white plates from Williams Sonoma. They're from the Pilco collection. Up there, they're all labeled. I already had them in those bins. They don't sell that exact pattern of that kind of bin at the Container Store anymore. I bought those about 4 years ago. But they still sell the same kind, they just have a different pattern. And I'm actually considering, so those are, that big bin right there and those 3 stacked ones on the side, those are actually kind of really nice outdoor melamine cups and glasses. I think I showed them at my before tour. I'm considering putting those in the basement or something, and then putting these plates, the rest of these plates up there, so this shelf will just be bins like that. But I don't need to right now, so I'm just going to leave it be. But I did buy these 3 Riesenthal bins from the Container Store, and I labeled them. They basically have things that I had in my cabinet before. So this one has extra extension cords and, you know, electrical timers and things of that nature. This one has light bulbs, and this one has outdoor bags. Now that includes my Camelback for when I'm biking, and this little fanny pack I wear when I'm skating for a long time, those sorts of things. And then I purchased 3 more bins for this shelf. I took those 2 brown woven bins out, the open ones, and I just increased my collection of these small-sized Riesenthal bins by 3, and I just reorganized basically everything. So at the end there is our water bottle bin that has all extra water bottles. This one's Winnie's one with her extra stuff, then one for rain and snow gear, a bid for Don for his winter accessories and extra glasses, headphones, things like that. One that has all my sunglass cases and things for my purse to like replenish my walking pharmacy and stuff like that. These are all my hats, gloves, mittens, and earmuffs, and then I have my scarves in there that aren't out right now, and at the end are my winter boots. I have 2 pairs of North Face winter boots. And that is the closet. Now I'm going to take photos of the inside of these bins so you can see the organization, because I realize sometimes I don't show you guys the inside of the bins, and maybe you might want to see. So I will take photos and insert them now. to this side of the mudroom where all the cabinets are. I decided to leave this just as is. It's perfectly functional as it is. It's basically Don's hub. So I get that whole shelf in the closet where my purses go. This is sort of his shelf. So he's not here right now, but when he is, his wallet and money and phone and stuff, they all live here. And this is basically where he hangs his car key, his house keys, and then these are all keys to my parents' house, his sister's house, my aunt's house, and then extra duplicates of our car keys. So basically extra keys, and then Don hangs his keys there. And again, the change bin, all that's still the same. I decided to leave this as is. It does look a little cluttered, I suppose. I did put up my gym schedule, so that's helpful. But as I said in my before tour, you only see this when you're coming in from the garage, and we're usually the only people coming in for the garage. When you're out in our kitchen or family room or hallway, you don't really see that, so it's not a big deal. It's not like super cluttered anyway. Of course, Winnie's water stand and dinner area is the same, but I did clean up the under sink area a bit and made it just easier to access things and neater. And still, this is dedicated entirely to her. And basically, the areas that I had stuff is the same. It's just a lot neater. I just put things away that didn't belong in here, basically, like stuff from when she was a puppy that I'll save for when we maybe get another puppy at some point, that sort of thing. So this bin in the front, this green bin right here, is her treats, and that little bin there has her extra poopy bags, and those are extra dishes that go in her water stand. And then these are towels and extra towels when she's really wet or I need to give her a paw bath or something. There's a little Ziploc baggie back there with her booties. And that little Vera Bradley case has band scissors and rubber bands in it in case I need to fix her hair and don't want to run upstairs. There's a lint roller and then some Nature's Miracle. She's not had an accident in the house since she was like 14 weeks old or something, but every once in a while she'll throw up, and I just like to deodorize. Sink I left the same. I basically put the UGG stuff away, which you'll see in a second, the UGG cleaner, and I just put the watering can out in the garage where it belongs. I just tidied up this cabinet, kind of kept the components the same. It's backup Ziploc baggies and paper products like napkins and tissues. These are black trash bags that I use when I'm doing like big projects. They're not the trash bags we use normally that I keep at the kitchen, so that's why they're in here. And then I put the UGG cleaning stuff there for now. And that bin is basically where I corralled all the candy. So everything's kind of still in there, it's just a lot neater. Now, to deal with my issue with having the crate in front of the cabinet and having it being annoying to access the things in the cabinet because I have to move the crate, I basically reorganized what I keep in this cabinet. So I moved the things that I access more regularly either to the closet or to on top of the refrigerator. And you can see I bought these really nice new bins from the Container Store. They have sort of a hinge top, and again, I will take them down and take pictures of them and insert those pictures so you can see them. But first I'll just tell you, I put the ones I use less frequently at the bottom. Obviously, I put the ones I need to access more frequently at the top. And I just pull out my little step ladder to get up there. So at the top I have extra K-cups, that's for our coffee machine, vinyl tablecloths, those two those two bins in the middle have baskets in them. And then the one on the bottom on the left here is our coffee urn, which we use for large-scale parties, and our lobster dish set. So I basically hardly ever use those things on the bottom. But I will need to access the K-cups and the vinyl tablecloths a bunch. Then when you move on to this area, you can see I cleaned up the top shelf. I still have our cupcake carrier holder things up there. They just look better now because they can both fit up there. And then this cabinet, since I don't have to move the crate to access this, this is where I ended up clearing off that shelf of bins to put things like beach towels, extra batteries, flashlights, that sort of thing. That's sort of like our emergency access stuff. so it's really easy to find. And extra beverages, waters, things like that. Things that I had piled on top of the refrigerator before and just looked really cluttered. So now it's all nice, easily accessible. These are probably the things I would grab the most out of these cabinets, so that's why they're there. And then up top here, I put all my paper party products, including cups, plates, and napkins, as well as our plastic, forks and knives and spoons and things in the woven baskets that I arrange them in during parties. So again, I will bring those baskets down, those bins, I keep wanting to call them baskets, I don't know why, and show you the contents. So lastly here, I'm just going to move the crate over, as I normally would. You can see it fits really nicely right there, and it's really easy to move. I have felt on the bottom of it, so it just slides right on over. This cabinet, I didn't purchase anything new for this. I repurposed these bins, which I already had. They are also by Reasonful, and I've had them for a long time. I'm not sure they sell the clear ones anymore, but they're really nice, very surprisingly sturdy. And what I did is I just put less used items in this closet so I don't have to open it quite so often. So I moved all of our vases, which were up on the top shelf, if you remember from the before tour, down to these two bins, and I kind of organized them by type. But again, I will show you photos of all of these things, so I'll take them out and I'll take pictures and I'll show you how I organize the bins. On this next shelf, I have our kind of summer wear, but also stuff, like melamine or plastic serverware and stuff of that nature that I do use throughout the year for certain parties, more casual affairs, like a Super Bowl party or something. Again, I'll show you the interior of those bins. And then on this third shelf here, I have these are basically, what do we call these? Oh yeah, goodie bags and boxes. So things that I package up baked goods in to send home with people or to give as gifts. And then my cupcake tree and cake carrier. Lastly, on this top shelf, I still have these two big plastic bins. These are totes by Sterlite, and I believe I bought them at the Container Store, again, about 4 years ago, but I'm almost positive they still sell them. This one basically has household items in it that, kind of a hodgepodge of things. So it includes like mini hooks, felt pads, I'm trying to think what else, not mini hooks, extra parts to furniture and stuff that I have labeled in Ziploc baggies, that sort of thing. And this one is self-explanatory. It has cables in it, and I have them organized by type in Ziploc baggies that are labeled. And then I put our change jar in here, and it is full, so it's time for me to take it into the bank. But that's basically what I dump this little guy of change into once it gets full, and then when that gets full, I take it to the bank. But there's no reason that it has to be out in the closet like it was before. So I'm just going to slide this back. Show you the last part. Winnie's crate is the same as it was, and I left the basket that I bought earlier this year specifically for this area here. I just kind of went through it and cleaned it, and I did leave the Huggies out because we use those almost every day on her feet. This is basically my basket. I have a lot more accessories than Don. He keeps his sunglasses in the car. He doesn't like to wear scarves. He's not a big fan of gloves, and when he does wear them in the winter, he keeps them in the pockets of his jacket, and he only wants to wear one jacket. So there you have it. So you can see it's kind of mostly empty right now. There's something I have to do outside with this thing. That's why it's here. It's to remind me. But in the when it starts getting colder and I start wearing hats and gloves more, I'll put the most frequent ones that I wear or the ones I wear most frequently in here. So every time I want to put them on, I don't have to go into the bin. So that'll be the ones that I usually wear when I'm walking Winnie or just running out the door. I do have a light pair of gloves that I keep year-round out in this bin because you never know. And then this is a camera mount for my car. Haven't used it here. I did use it in Utah once, but just in case I want to vlog from the car safely. And in the front here is basically the same. I just kind of neatened up. I have all my different sunglasses, and yes, I know I have a lot of sunglasses. I know I've mentioned before I don't like to keep them in the hard cases. It's just too much to carry around, and I find I don't really need the hard cases. I have saved them in the bin, as you saw, but really when I want to bring any of these glasses with me, I just bring the soft case, and that's enough. These ones, I don't keep in the soft case. They're sort of my everyday just grab them ones that I don't really care if something bad happens to, and so that's why they live on the outside like that. Then I have a couple little smaller wallets and reusable shopper totes, a tiny little umbrella for my purse, some games for you know, if we go to some place and we have to wait a long time at dinner or something, past the pigs. That's what this game is. I'm not even kidding. And then I do have a big wad of singles back there because I go to Starbucks a lot and I am a big tipper. So that is it. That thus concludes the mudroom tour. I know it's not a huge difference, but it's actually quite... it feels different. It feels lighter. It feels less cluttered. It feels cleaner because it is all those things. I forgot to mention I still have this little tote bag on the back of this door. You can barely notice it, really. It's just kind of a backup bag. I could put it in my bag bin if I wanted to, but don't feel the need. Anyway, there is the after tour, and I hope you guys enjoyed it.
So I hope you guys enjoyed. As you can see, it wasn't a huge structural change. Really, I didn't change any of the structural components at all. It was basically just a matter of rearranging and kind of rethinking my needs and what I needed to access, and the easiest way would be to access those things, that sort of thing. And like I said, it was more challenging than I thought to think through these things, but I'm glad I took the time to really consider very seriously how I wanted things, because now I'm very satisfied with it. I'm done with it. It feels done. It feels complete. It's not like I'm leaving it thinking, oh, but I could have done this. There is that one little thing that I could do with the moving of the things in the closet and adding a couple more bins. I am considering doing that. I'll tweet about it if I do. You know, that those shelves in my closet up on the top of the closet, it's possible I could move a couple things downstairs so just the top shelf is china, and then the middle shelf would be a few more bins where I would put candles, sort of seasonal decorative candles that I usually store in bins in the utility room in our basement, where I store all of my seasonal decorations. They make those bins very heavy because candles are heavy and they're big candles. And I've always kind of wished that I could store them on this level somehow. So I'm kind of thinking I might do that. But I did the main things I wanted to do, and I'm really pleased with it. It's been complete for a few days now, and it just feels better in that room. It doesn't feel as cluttered. It looks more streamlined. It's easier to find things. We'll have to see as we go through our first winter with that setup how it goes, but I'm pretty sure it will be okay. And yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say. I'm trying to think what my next project is. I'm going to Utah next week. I leave on Monday, and I'm gone for 2 whole weeks. So I don't obviously have time to start another project. I didn't quite get to my craft room. My husband was sick, and just, you know, life throws things at you and you have to deal with them. You can't always do things as you plan to. So I am going to tackle my craft room and my mudroom for the rest of the fall as soon as I get back. And I do have, I'm decorating for Christmas for the Utah house when I'm there. So I was thinking I would film that so I could give you guys sort of an advanced look at how I store and unpack and pack up and stuff for Christmas because I'm doing it so far in advance. But I'll talk about that later. Anyway, I'm glad I finished this project. It's been weighing on me for a while, so it feels good to get it done. And in perfect timing for the fall and winter coming up soon. I have a feeling it's going to be a doozy. Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying fall. And please check out my other channel, My Housewife Life, for more frequent uploads and stuff. It's just easier for me to upload on that channel because obviously I don't have to complete big projects to do stuff there. So you can check that out if you're interested. Also, Winnie's website, winniethezoo.com, for daily posts and pictures. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you real soon. Take care, you guys. Bye.